Hey everyone, Derrick here, and I am in Denver with my buddy Ethan.
What's up, guys?
This is day one of the Activation Tour 2026. So we are headed right now to do an interview with the folks from Redacted, and then today, this afternoon, everything starts for the Activation Tour. So Ethan is going to be accompanying me on the drive and just helping out. Really stoked to have him here. He's also been helping me organize the Denver stop. We've got an action day this afternoon. These are the kind of things that we try every stop. It doesn't necessarily work out every single stop, but the idea is that every city we're visiting, not only are we coming to share our own ideas, but that we're actually contributing to the places we're visiting, which is important to me because I want this to be more than just a, hey, look at me, listen to my ideas, because I don't claim to have all the answers. None of us do, right? And I think also what's cool about it is that, so for example, we're going to go to this park today, and there's probably going to be people who show up who maybe never even knew this place existed in their own city, in their own backyard, and then maybe through our action day, they decide to become a volunteer. They decide to start, showing up regularly. And I've seen that happen. I've seen this happen in the past, and I think that's the really special aspect of it. So that's what we call the Community Action Day. Every city we're visiting, we're doing something. So far, it seems like we're going to be doing a lot of community gardening. There might be, I think we're doing a beach cleanup in San Diego, so stuff like that. And then in the evening, we have these main events where I'm giving a presentation. Ethan might be sharing some information about his permaculture journey, and then we'll be doing some music. And so, yeah, I'm stoked, guys. This is the beginning of 2 weeks. We're going to show you guys the whole journey. And if you happen to see this and you are in the Midwest or East Coast, Florida or Texas, I'll be doing the second leg of this tour in July. You can find all the details, guys, at activationtour.org. If you've got friends or family anywhere near our path, I encourage you guys to invite them out, because this is really an effort to ignite a fire under people's butts again and say, look, if you're watching the world get crazier and crazier, what are you actually doing about it? We need to do more than just watch the shit show from behind the screens. We need to come out, get connected, get plugged into our communities, and then see what kind of solutions we can create for each other. I think that's really the key. Again, I don't claim to have all the answers. I don't think any one of us individually have all the answers, but we each have a piece of the puzzle. And when we come together as a community, we can do some really special things. So that's what this is about, guys. Stay tuned for more adventures.
See you guys. I was offering. I didn't really want to do it.
Yeah, I don't want to do it either. All right, where are we at, Ethan?
We are out here at Cook Park Community Garden.
What are we doing today?
We are working on the food forest. We're giving it a little TLC. We're making these beds a little wider so we can plant more. Obviously, we need more plants. We're spreading out some mulch. You can see this is hard Colorado clay soil that, with this mulch pile sitting here just for a couple months, you can see there's some. It's soft under there. It's dark under there. It's moist. So, you put some wood chips down, and over time build up that soil, plant some more, build up that soil, and
some good
in no time you'll be growing some food.
So just like us with our communities, you got to lay the foundation first. You got to have good soil, right?
You got to lay the foundation.
Sweet.
Absolutely.
All right. Got a little compost pile. Here's the garden bed that we expanded. Just a little bit of work from less than 10 people for a few hours.
just planted all these rows of corn here at the Goat Head Farm in Albuquerque, New Mexico for our Community Action Day. Woohoo!
Your life, and you see which areas you might be out of alignment. Again, this is not about judging yourself and say, oh, look at me, I'm such a hypocrite. That's an opportunity for change. So you say, you know what? It doesn't really align with me to keep my money in that banking institution. So I'm going to make time this week to go to that local credit union I keep passing on the way to work. Even if it means I have to drive a little further than the convenient, close corporate bank, I'm going to put that effort in because it matters more to me to be in line with my values than to do what's convenient and be a hypocrite. Because my friends, I think that's the only thing that's going to get us to the better world. If we cannot be consistent with our mind, our heart, our body, our spirit, how can we expect there to be a reflection of that better world we want in real life? Not only that, how can we set an example for the young ones if we're inconsistent? If we're not living in line with our values, if we're not walking in a good path in a good way, right? And that doesn't mean any of us are perfect. We live in an imperfect world. All of the things I'm describing take time, effort, energy, and some of them take money.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Derrick here.
Hey, Ethan here.
Here we are in Albuquerque, just outside. We're at the Canyon. You can kind of see a little around. We're checking out some petroglyphs here. Beautiful southwest landscape here. And we just had our first two events in Denver and Albuquerque. What do you think so far, man?
Oh, amazing places, amazing people, super fun.
Yeah, it's been a really good time. We just want to, again, thank everybody who has been showing up. We got a day off today, so we're taking our time, getting to Sedona. We'll be in Sedona tomorrow and on and on. So when you see this video, go to activationtour.org and see if we're coming near you. I want to also say, even if it's an hour drive for you, 2-hour drive, show up if you can. I know that's time and energy, effort, gas money, and gas isn't cheap right now. But we've talked to some people and they're driving like 5-6 hours to show up. And of course, we really appreciate that. And if you do show up, come and let me know. I'll give you a free shirt, free book, whatever we got. We're running low on books, but we'll give you something for the effort. And the reason I even say that is because people are having some life-changing experiences, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
Wouldn't you say? I mean, what are the sort of things you're hearing from people?
Oh man, it's super humbling just to see how many people are inspired by your work and just by the things going on in the community. And people are just doing amazing things, making these healing centers, making gardens.
And people are desperate for connection.
People are desperate for connection. So really, like Derrick's saying, come out and you're bound to meet someone in your area. It's amazing how many people don't know that there's someone right next to them that has the same mindset. And it's just the start of a great relationship. So just
make the effort.
If you feel lonely, do it.
Yeah, because again, this the whole tour is about. I've got a message I'm going to share. Ethan's about to start sharing at some of these stops, so come hear what Ethan's got to share. But most importantly, we're also trying to make this very interactive. So something I'm doing different than I've done in the past is, after I share a little bit of my ideas, we're really opening up this dialogue and we're asking people about the challenges and the successes that they've had in their exit and build journey. And that to me is what's most important, is that in this time where, we're not facing COVID anymore, but there's all sorts of other things on the horizon, and we're moving closer and closer to this technocracy, that if you have been watching the world get worse from behind your computer, your phone, but you're not quite sure where to get started, we really want to invite you guys to connect in person, because community is going to be so essential. And it's easy to get black-pilled and doomer, and when you stay behind the screens all day and just watch podcasts, but when you come face-to-face and you meet other humans, it's like, wow, I'm not alone. There actually are people like me. And even if that's all that happens, that, in my experience, I think you've been seeing this, is just such a healing thing for people to come there and feel like they can speak freely and openly. And so, yeah, you want to share just for a moment about what you might be talking about?
Yeah, I might just do a little brief talk about my journey from a permaculture perspective and how I sort of got down this road and the work I'm doing now, about my career and the plans for the future. So
yeah, and you've also got your own sort of like philosophical treatise that you wrote, that with the help of one of our buddies, now you've got like a simple sort of card for people to learn more about that. Tell us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So a couple months back, I was really inspired by like natural law and Mark Passio, and our friend, one of the friends of our work, Aaron Day, was putting out a podcast talking about like what are the first principles that we all need to sort of discuss to be able to coexist together. And I was super inspired by that and wanted to sort of make like an updated Declaration of Independence, sort of, but for communities and individuals to sort of recognize what are those basic principles that unite all of us. So I put together a little document. We got a QR code scan. You can also go to freehumanitydeclaration.org, and you can download the full PDF or see an overview. So yeah, just trying to spread the word about that.
Cool, and I'm stoked about that. So guys, come check us out if you can. Again, we just a couple of days into this, so we're still on the road for another week and a half on the Southwest and West Coast, and then in July I'll be hitting the Midwest and East Coast. Come spend some time with us, come hang out, come get some hugs, some handshakes. I promise you the human connection is worth it. For now, we're gonna go enjoy the rest of this hike. We'll see you soon.
Oh yeah, bye.
Ethan, where are we at? What are we doing?
We're in Sedona at Ultralight Mission. Shoveling some dirt, putting some fertility back into this garden over here.
Yeah, with the lovely Shelly. You mind being on camera? You want to say hello?
Yeah, hi.
Tell us.
I'm so blessed to have everyone coming here to put their tender love and care and nourishment into the land here at Ultimate Light Mission, and I'm so appreciative.
Thank you. Some beautiful shots. All right, Ethan hard at work.
I need to get a little bit of cardio today.
There you go. Nice. Lining up the pathways, lots of soil. It's a little bed over here. We just transported a bunch of stones and the stones from over there to here to line the bed. And this is kind of just becoming a little soil deposit for now as we unload the soil on the truck, and then it's getting transported to just different garden beds here outside the Ultimate Light Mission.
I asked a couple of questions. The main one was, what are you hoping to get out of this event, and also what is your exit and build challenges? What are the things you care about in the world right now? And every stop we've been reading these answers because I think it's really beautiful to see what our commonalities are, what we're concerned about. And I want to share with you guys the answers that we got from here in Sedona. And then what we're going to do, thank you so much. And then what we're going to do is we're going to open this up, and I would love to hear from people who have been on this exit and build journey to first hear your successes and then to hear your challenges. And then I might have some answers for you, but I want you guys to also contribute because the most important part of this tour is that you guys get connected. I'm not just traveling the country to just toot my own horn and say, pay attention to me. Again, this is about us building community and making tonight worth something. You know, if we leave tomorrow and me and Ethan go into San Diego and, you know, nothing else happens here, then cool, it was a fun time, but it didn't really serve the purpose. But if we leave and say in a year we come back and this garden's even bigger and you guys have your success stories of things you've been working on, then it feels like it actually accomplished something, and that's what it's really about. Here's some of the answers you guys shared. These are your concerns and things you're hoping to get done. Some of these will not happen by the end of tonight, like this first one. Getting rid of the criminals running our country and the world. I'm sorry, but I don't think we're going to achieve that tonight. We're working on it, though. We're working on it. Being able to operate through my daily life without having to worry about any intrusions. The technocratic state and digital control grid. Freedom. Connect with my brothers and sisters who cherish freedom and happiness. Process of my activism in Houston, like I said, we started making a lot of waves and positive ways. You know, I think we're still the only city in the United States to kick the TSA off the buses. They tried to launch this program in 2012 to expand from the airports and go to the bus lines, and basically said, if you buy a ticket to ride a bus around the city, you're automatically subject to random purse checks, bag checks, checks of your person, which obviously is a violation of the Fourth Amendment. And they did this big press conference announcing they were going to do it, and then a bunch of the Houston freethinkers, we organized, and long story short, after 1 month and 2 meetings, we shut down the entire program, and they've never brought it back. And we made the news, and you know, just it was like, oh my God, we actually, you know, I don't know if any of you guys have ever experienced that real feeling of people power. Like, wow, we just did that. Like, we just got a bunch of our friends together, came and talked a bunch of shit to these metro people, and I'm like quoting Benjamin Franklin, and lawyers are like, please do this so we can sue you for Fourth Amendment violations. They got really nervous. By the end of it, they're like, oh, we didn't intend for this to become such a big deal. We're gonna go ahead and put the program on pause. And it has never come back now, 13, 14 years later. And that's like, wow, that was just 2 years into our activism. We actually achieved that. We did that, just some people power. So a really powerful feeling. And through
it all went black. I lost myself for a minute. Now I see the truth in me, and it's hard to believe. It felt like time was just slipping away, like I'm stuck in a loop, same shit every day. There's better days ahead, I can feel it in my bones. I need to find a way out and stop selling stones. Someone told me that we choose the life we live. Our souls knew the path before we're even kids. I wonder why my soul took the hard road. Of all the paths to choose, I chose the unknown, but I wouldn't take it back. Man, I'm never going back. I'm loving my life, no secrets to a rap. I broke free of my scars and prison bars. I'll say it again, man, I'm aiming for the stars. I'm never gonna stop, man, and I'ma keep rising. I'm too strong to kill, yo, I'ma keep fighting. I live every day like it's gonna.
Right? Tonight is about what is your agenda 2030, what I like to call Liberation 2030. That's what we need to put more energy into. And so as I'm writing this book, and I'm really thinking, okay, what can I do? What have I been doing to try to stay free as these systems grow? So the book is kind of part how.
Struggling, I can see it in your eyes. You're tired of the fakes, cause he keeps telling you lies. The world seems so heavy and you can't see the light. You're so sick of the way that she always starts a fight. You know you're meant for better, you can feel it in your bones. The judgment, hateful words like sticks and stones. I know what it's like to carry all that weight, the emotional baggage that holds you back. So hey, guard your heart and protect your mind. Show yourself some love, girl, you're one of a kind. You deserve the best, don't keep playing these games. The journey begins once you're ready to change. Guard your heart and protect your mind. Show yourself some love, man, you're one of a kind. You deserve the best, don't keep playing these games. The journey begins once you're ready for change. Yeah. Once you're ready to change. Once you're ready for change, the universe will conspire with you to bring you that which you need, that which you deserve the most. Just be.
We're leaving San Francisco, headed to Portland. All right, brother, tell us your name and where we're at.
Yeah, my name is Nick Canino. We're here at Rhythm Seed Farm in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, so what are you doing here at this beautiful space? What's the mission? What's the dream?
Yeah, our mission and our vision is rooted in seed sovereignty and seed security. So we're trying to teach people how to grow and save their own seeds and empower them to share with others. Our whole mission is like, we want to share seeds with you and then teach you to grow them, and you can save them and then share them with others, and we can all just reclaim the ownership of seeds, the possession of seeds as a people, instead of it being owned by corporations and businesses.
Beautiful. And that was kind of actually what inspired you, right? You were saying earlier that you saw some news about a seed shortage in 2020, and that's what kind of got you going on this path?
Yeah, I mean, it was more than just news. It was like I went to place my seed order. I'd been growing, food for like 7 or 8 years. Went to place my seed order, and seed sales were shut down nationwide. And I was like, oh damn, I'm powerless if I don't know how to grow and save my own seed. So yeah, got inspired, and I knew I wasn't the only person with that problem. I was looking around like, what happened? Why don't we have seed anymore as a peoples? And realized, it's because of corporate control and ownership. They're trying to take our seed away from us and control us, take our power away. So
yeah, and then you got this property. How big is the space that we're in right now?
The space is about a ½ acre, so it's pretty small. It's like tucked in basically a double lot of urban Portland here. And yeah, since we got on this land about 5 years ago, we've grown over 15 million seeds here of 150 different plant types, and donated more than 15,000 packets out to community, which reflects enough seed to grow like over 500,000 pounds of food.
Wow,
medicine
beautiful.
And flowers. Yeah,
beautiful, man. And so you see this as really, I mean, you're also doing events here. It's kind of like a community hub, right? You have the mission with the seeds, you're growing food as well. You were just telling me a moment ago you also sell starter plants and seeds at market, and you're doing events, so it's kind of bringing people together. I mean, is that something you imagined was going to happen, or just started happening?
When I first started the organization, I wasn't thinking that much about how much of a community hub it was going to be, and that aspect of the organization just revealed itself through what the community wanted. And I realized, like, we need more third spaces, right? We need places to be able to connect as a people, and what better place than being on the land together and working the land and, you know, supporting community.
Sweet. And for anybody who is local or ends up visiting and they want to come get involved or support, where can they go to find out more?
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram at Rhythm Seed Farm, or our website, rhythmseedfarm.org. And you can also shop our seeds online and check out local retail spots that have our seeds and nurseries.
Sweet. And one last one. If somebody's hearing this and they're not local and they might not be coming through Portland, but they love this idea, I know you've done a lot of work to do this, but if there was just, you know, one or two pieces of advice for somebody who was curious or wanting to start something similar like a seed farm in their community, how would you, you know, recommend they start?
That's good advice, or a good question. Yeah, I think I would say find a local farmer who's doing it well and get some seeds from them and just start growing them and start to build relation with the plants and invite your homies to come hang with you and do it and start telling people, and the rest will go from there. It's really just about starting it, and yeah, don't let anything hold you back.
Ultimately, you will still get trapped in there. Does anybody have any trouble understanding why digital programmable money, specifically run by the government and these private corporations, could be problematic? Like, when you hear that, do you like, well, why is that a problem? Or do we all understand how they can use this money, if they can track and trace everything we do, and if they interlock these systems with what I was describing earlier, you can be locked out of these systems. And this is already happening. You guys remember the Canadian trucker protests and the people who donated to those movements? Many people were debanked, they were kicked off PayPal. These people didn't even protest themselves. Some of them were in other parts of the world, and they just said, you know what, those Canadian truckers are standing up for freedom, I want to give them $10. Next thing they know, their bank's closing their account, says, you've donated to the wrong cause. And these things really happened in 2020. I was debanked about a year and a half ago. They held like $10,000 of mine on hostage for weeks. They wouldn't even give it back to me. They had to release it to a family member. And that's why I try not to use any of those systems as well, because, you know, when they were like, well, we'll give you your money back, but we need to see your banking history. I said, I don't use a bank. This is sort of where I hold my money digitally. They said, okay, can you send us a tax history? I'm kind of short on that side of things. So I didn't really have any documentation to send them, and it kind of became a very, like, this is again the trouble with sort of being in and out of the system. I mainly try to stay out of it, but occasionally if I have to play with the matrix for a minute, they try to pull me in and start asking questions. It can get messy. It can, you know, it can be scary sometimes. But the point being, when they have these digital programmable money that can be turned off at a moment's notice, combined with things like facial recognition and social credit scores, it becomes a lot easier to socially engineer society. What I mean by that is, you don't need a gun to somebody's head to say, do what I want. You can just make it very difficult for them to survive in a society where everything is completely digital. You want to post about conspiracies on the internet? Your social credit score is going down. Sorry, you just qualified for that new upcoming promotion. Now you lost your rights to vacation. Sorry, your score is so low you can't use public transportation. These are all real examples from parts of China as well as Estonia, Denmark. I did some talks in Denmark about a year and a half ago, and I was giving the same presentation, and somebody raised their hand and they said, Derrick, we already have digital ID here. It's called My Digital ID. You can't ride the bus without it, you can't get insurance without it, you can't buy a home or rent an apartment without it. It's not mandatory, but try to survive without it. Very difficult, right? So that's why I focus so much on, if we can get out of these systems before it's too late and focus on building alternative parallel systems, I think we're going to be better off, rather than just sitting around waiting and voting and expecting politicians to save us, or giving up and becoming nihilistic and black-pilled and apathetic and everything's, you know, failed. I think this for me is the answer. So one of them, she started to send me books on prayer and meditation while I was locked up, because her son, my father, had been in and out of prison my entire life for drugs as well. And so when she saw this happening to me, she was like, you know, I can't let this happen to my grandson. She was really there for me. And, you know, the sad thing is I honestly did see it at that time. I remember me and my brother would talk about it like a family tradition, because in the Broze family and in the Sanchez family, my mom's side of the family, there's at least 3 generations of drugs, alcohol abuse, suicide attempts, particularly with the men. And I think a lot of it is kind of longer, further back, intergenerational trauma with our indigenous heritage, but nevertheless, there's just been this generational thing going on. And so I grew up around that. My uncles being drunk and going to jail, my dad in and out of prison and coming in and out of our lives. And so when I found myself locked up at 21 years old, facing time, I really chose to use that time to just get deep and like, wow, how did I end up here? You know, why have I been stuffing drugs in my body? What have I been trying to run away from? Or what do I think I was doing? And that began a process that continues to this day. But vision. Now I can describe to you guys my vision, and I'm going to in a moment, but it's up to you to really decide what that looks for you. Maybe that means you do want a piece of land and you want to raise a family on it, and you want clean water and free-range kids and organic food. Maybe you don't want the land necessarily, you just want to live near like-minded people and, you know, just be around cool people that you can meet up regularly and y'all can work on solutions. Maybe your goal is to get off all the big tech tools and use privacy phones and laptops, you know, whatever your goals are. And again, I encourage you to think about this holistically. If you're an artist, draw this vision out, create it, see it in your mind. If you're a writer, write it out. If you're neither of those things, put some time into that. That's your homework for tonight. If you have any time when you get home from this, before bed, just start to think about this. Start to reflect on what it is you're actually wanting. And next time you find yourself getting pulled into the black pill podcast spiral, not saying feel guilty about it, watch the podcast, enjoy yourself, but also spend some time thinking, okay, look, I just learned about this crazy program going on. What can I do about this? Or if there is anything I can do about it, maybe there's not. There's not always an easy solution for a lot of these problems we're facing. But then redirect some of that energy and put it back into your vision, right? Okay, good. I spent some time learning about their scary vision. Now I need to put more time into Liberation 2030 and decide what's that going to look like for me and my family, my friends. So with Exit and Build.
All right, there you have it, friends. That was the highlight reel of the first leg of the activation tour. Big thank you to everybody who came out to the events, everybody who bought my books and shirts, who shared hugs and handshakes and really shared your Exit and Build challenges and your successes. It was just such a magical time. And of course, thank you so much to my buddy Ethan Cohen for being a part of that journey. Stay tuned for a little interview with Ethan to learn more about his work. And to those of you in Texas, in the Midwest, at the East Coast, and in Florida, the activation tour's second leg picks up in July. You can find the details at activationtour.org. I'll put the link below wherever you're watching. I hope to see you guys on the road. If you're tired of just sitting behind the computer and watching the world get worse, and you want to get connected to people in your area, you want to actually do some activism, some volunteerism, and you want to learn more about solutions, this is the time, guys. This is the chance. I can't tell you when I might go on tour again. This might be the last tour I ever do. This might be the last tour I do for another couple years. I really have no idea. But if you want to get connected with people in your area, if you'd like to meet me, buy my books, buy my shirts, meet cool people, do cool things, well, this is your chance. Again, activationtour.org, guys. Thank you so much for the support. And until next time, remember, you are powerful, you are beautiful, and you are free.